any of those guys that we believe to be elite, you put them on either one of those two teams, and those two teams are going to scare a lot of people. But because they have Jalen Hurts and Tua, and neither one of them has proven himself elite yet, doesn't mean they can't be. I have my doubts, but it doesn't mean they can't be.
They were interesting kind of then, but I don't know if the Dolphins have been this interesting in about 20 years. But a guy who covers them for Outkick and is a Pro Football Hall of Fame voter, he's our friend Armando Salguero. And have they been this interesting, Armando, in the last 20 years, the Dolphins?
They've had their moments, Dan, when they've been, promising. I wouldn't say interesting, okay? Well, actually, I would say interesting. Let me play with that a little bit. They've been interesting before the games start, and then the games start. And no, boy, all of a sudden, not so interesting. Also, they've been interesting a lot for wrong reasons sometimes. They had the bully gate. Remember that? That was kind of interesting. They had, the owner has been suspended for tampering with Tom Brady. That's kind of interesting. The 2019 season was interesting in that the NFL says that they didn't tank, but they tanked. So interesting is an interesting concept.
Are you a fan of these joint practices? We covered the Eagles now. Are you a fan of these joint practices in lieu of what we see now with exhibition football not really being a focal point on some organizations? Some take them serious, some don't. These organized team practices, these joint practices, seem like something that a lot of these teams really evaluate their players on. Are you a fan of them?
Well, forget what I think. The teams love them. And as long as it doesn't turn into, a fist fight, as long as it doesn't turn into guys going after each other that way, they work. And they are a net plus for these teams because their best players get to practice against the other team's best on best, right? Which never happens hardly in the preseason anymore. And I would say to you, I'm not sure if it's the chicken or the egg, but one of the reasons that I think that it doesn't happen as much in the preseason anymore is because it happens oftentimes for 2 or 3 days during the week when the television cameras have not come on between those two teams. And so when they get to Friday night, Saturday, or whatever it is, Sunday, they don't need to put their best guys out there to get reps because they've had them all week long.
Armando, are you a Tua fan? You think he is the future of the Miami Dolphins?
I think he is the guy that's going to be starting this year.
Okay, so you're running for mayor of Miami, I see.
Okay. Yeah. So, look, I have very serious questions about his durability. I look at him and he's 6 foot and he's 220 pounds. And I look at him in the huddle and he is the smallest guy in there. And I don't know that he is capable of playing a 17-game season. He hasn't done it yet. And so that's a worry for me. And some people would say, well, that has nothing to do with whether the guy's good or not. Wrong. Because as Bill Parcells famously said, durability, availability, they are abilities. And if you're not in the lineup, you're not good. Simple as that. And so that's my chief concern with Tua. My other concern is what's going to happen when teams, take away Tyreek Hill, right? Because we've seen all offseason these great highlight throws to Tyreek Hill against not cover 2. Okay, so you're telling me that we're going to get those in the regular season and in games when teams decide, let's not do this cover 2 thing that worked for everybody last year against the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's let the Dolphins throw deep. I don't think that's going to be the strategy. And so I think he's going to have to find an alternate, an alternate move. He's going to have to find a second chapter beyond I'm going to throw deep to Tyreek Hill to have success.
It seems to me the same thing that's going on in Philadelphia with Jalen Hurts. I mean, they go out, Armando, and they get A.J. Brown. They add him to the mix there. They have Devontae Smith on the other side. And you look at Miami. I mean, you got Jalen Waddle, who with all the quarterback fiascos of a year ago, still had 104 catches and 1,000 yards. So there's premier wideouts there. Doesn't it seem to me that both places, maybe even Philly and with Miami, 2 teams practicing today and tomorrow, it just seems to me that they're building these teams for different players.
Both of those teams, they're not twins, but they surely do have a lot in common. And that's what I'm writing for tomorrow at Outkick. Thanks a lot, Sills. I appreciate you uncovering my stuff before it comes out.
Yeah.
Now people have no need to go see it. But, the bottom line is, if Josh Allen, let's play fantasy football. If Josh Allen was on the Miami Dolphins today,
Oof.
They'd be a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah.
If Josh Allen was on the Philadelphia Eagles today, they'd be a Super Bowl contender. And by the way, it's not just Josh Allen. It's if Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, any of those guys that we believe to be elite, you put them on either one of those 2 teams, and those 2 teams are going to scare a lot of people. But because they have Jalen Hurts and Tua, and neither one of them has proven himself elite yet, doesn't mean they can't be. I have my doubts, but it doesn't mean they can't be. They are teams with what? With great rosters and big quarterback questions. So that to me says it all about those 2 guys.
You're not a fan then of Jalen Hurts?
I think I actually like Jalen Hurts a little bit more than Tua because he adds that mobility factor, and he's a little bit bigger. He hasn't had the durability issues. I know he's not as accurate. He's not as gifted a passer. We all know that. But it takes more than that to be a great NFL quarterback. And if you are not great as a passer, you do need something else. And Jalen Hurts has that something else. And that is the mobility.
Armando, did the Dolphins, in your opinion, did they make an upgraded coach or yet to be determined?
Did they land Sean Payton?
They did not. They tried.
Yes, they did. They absolutely did. Thank you very much. I got to give them credit for that. They tried.
They tried.
They recognized Sean Payton's a pretty good coach. Yeah, let's try that. Failed. And then, Mike McDaniel, God bless him. I've covered that team since 1990. And I've seen offensive geniuses come and defensive geniuses come and recycled geniuses come and young geniuses come. And typically what happens is if the players aren't good enough, those guys don't win enough. This is different in that the general manager, Chris Greer, has put a pretty nice roster together. The offensive line has questions. There's questions about, by the way, durability. there's questions about durability throughout that roster.
Oh, yeah.
Starting at left tackle, including the quarterback, and now they've got cornerback issues with problems. But I believe that Mike McDaniel, given the proper weapons and given enough weapons, like if they stay healthy all year long, he's going to win a lot of games. I'm not saying they're going to be in the playoffs, but I'm saying, they could easily win 9-10 games.
You think they're the second best team in the AFC East?
I do, and I think that's because New England.
Yeah, no, I don't know what's going on up there. I think they've got like the local garbage guy now play calling or something. I'm not sure. They're trying, dude. So wait, the guy with the pencil behind his ear, who I thought was a defensive guy, is calling. I mean, it's, I don't get it. Since Brady's gone, that thing's looked different.
One of the things and one of the ways that young quarterbacks take that second year leap is because, and one of the reasons is because they're in the same system as they were in the first year. And so now it becomes instinct. It becomes something that they already know what's going to happen, and they can process faster, and they can do things. They take the next step, and oftentimes it is a leap. But with the Patriots, for example, they've run the same offense for 20 years practically, and they've just decided that, no, we're going to change it in the year that Mac Jones was supposed to take the year 2 leap. And now Mac Jones is trying to figure out his second offense in 2 years, and the rest of the guys are as well. And the offensive play caller happens to be the guy who was the defensive play caller the last time he coached in New England. We'll see.
One of my favorite lines of all time when I was doing radio in South Florida, and I go, Tom Brady. Could you imagine Armando covering Tom Brady? I go, why do you like Tom Brady? He goes, well, he's got the best looking woman. He's got the best looking hair. He's the best looking everything. He drives an Aston Martin. I mean, when I grow up, I want to be Tom Brady. Hey, man, what did you make of that story that they were kind of trying to work that deal, not only in 19, but even this past offseason, to try to get – Armando, did you buy it right away, or was it just something that you were like, come on, it's Miami? You and I hear a lot of shit that goes around that city, right? I was like this. I don't know about this one here, but I was stunned. Were you?
100% true.
Wow.
And I mean, 100% true.
That's crazy.
And I wrote about it in March. 100% true. And by the way, we just mentioned Sean Payton. Sean Payton was putting a staff together. He had guys that were looking for places to live in South Florida.
That's crazy.
So that's 100% true. And it all points back to ownership. It all points back to Bruce Beal, who is the owner in waiting, so to speak, or was. He's not going to be anymore. He's suspended. And then there was owner Stephen Ross, who was getting all the, that's him.
It is.
He's thinking, well, we're going to do this thinking outside the box. We're smarter than most of these people, except you're not, except you're not. And so it didn't work out. It didn't work out with Brady. And dude, apparently with Brady, he's shopping himself all over the place. The Raiders are involved. He wanted to play in San Francisco. So
you think this is a shot back at Bill, how much he wanted out of there?
Well, it was clear that in 2019, at the end of, not even at the end, by the 2019 season, Tom Brady had already started planning his exit from New England. And that one of the reasons that he was planning that is because he didn't feel love from Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick told Robert Kraft the decline is coming. Except that, Tom Brady goes to Tampa, and the decline that was coming was him throwing a Super Bowl Lombardi trophy from one boat to another boat in a Super Bowl parade. And last year he throws what? He led the league in passing.
Yeah.
So the decline was coming, but not here yet.
Hey, Armando, I want to show you this, man, my cell phone, and I got to show you this here. I won't show numbers here. Your name is up here with this, but I want to show you who I get text every single day. Look at this here, okay? So if you can see that, I got Mario Cristobal on there. And let me tell you what I said to him. And so some of you may take this wrong. I said, Mario, I love you so much, your brother Lewis. I love the whole family. And it's so great to get a Cuban that actually speaks Cuban down there as the head coach. Not a shot at Manny Diaz, but hey, Armando, I mean, guy went to Columbus. He's a legend down there himself. You've got to be as thrilled as I am about Mario Cristobal and what he's doing with that program. I just fallen over myself what he's doing. I love the man. I love the respect for the program that we're seeing again. And personally, Armando, I can't believe they dropped the 8.5 to get him.
Yeah, and then hire a coaching staff and pay them as well.
No doubt. I know. Where'd that come from?
I don't care.
Neither do I.
I'm just glad it magically appeared.
Wait a second. That's a total Miami answer. Where'd the money come? I don't care.
I don't know, man. I don't know nothing. Okay?
Me either.
Okay. But here's the best part for me of what is going to happen at UM. The bullies are back. Back in the day, and I don't have to tell you, but no one pushed the University of Miami football team around. It was, and I'm not just talking about swagger, okay? Because swagger is great, and courage is great, and go into Oklahoma and tell Brian Bosworth, I'm not scared of you, man. That's awesome. But when you get on the field, you got to be bigger, stronger, faster than that other guy. And that's what the University of Miami was in its heyday. They were faster than everybody. They were as strong as most. And they had courage of lions. During the down period, dude, I'd watch games where the other team's not throwing the ball, but they're moving, the defensive line 5 yards off the line of scrimmage every down. And I'm thinking, is there no weight room in Miami? They don't feed these guys? I know that is ended. Mario Cristobal is going to field a strong, win the line of scrimmage team. And that, oh, by the way, has a lot of speed too. So that's going to be awesome.
Armando, I want to tell you an Oklahoma in Norman story. We went there and destroyed him and broke Aikman's leg. Then we killed him the next year in 86 and 87. But we go there, and you know that Booner Schooner thing? So they ride it around the stadium. We're stretching. Jerome Brown goes like this. You drive that thing through here one more time. We're going to flip that SOB with all the cheerleaders and everything on it. Nobody talked to people there at Norman. Sure enough, they come running through here. Jerome jumps up, man. All of us jump up. We flip that thing. Everyone's in horror going, oh, my God. And we went out there, broke the quarterback's leg, beat him 28-16. And when someone asked me the other day about swagger, I went like this. I had no idea what swagger was. But if swagger was beating people's asses every day and taking names and then killing people every Saturday, that's what swagger means to me. It's not something on a T-shirt or a hat. It's something that you see on Saturdays. That's what swagger is. And Mario goes, you've got to come down and talk to them. So I'll be down there for the UNC game.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'll see you down there. Hey, brother, it's great catching up with you, man. I appreciate this.
It's my pleasure. Always my pleasure, brother.
Thank you so much, Armando. Have a good one, brother.